barely see the crossroad here in Singapore though.
Huh?
I don't really see the crossroad.
Oh, the zebra crossing.
The zebra crossing, yeah.
Zebra crossing are for very small roads. Okay, most of them are like pedestrian crossing.
Okay.
This pedestrian crossing sign, if you're on that side of the arrow, you have to use a crosswalk. If you're on this side of the arrow, you can just jaywalk. And that's the law. Never would have guessed that.
So you see, residential, they are all used for commercial purposes, except for a few public houses.
Can you believe that this is Chinatown, Ta?
No, it's not. It doesn't look like Chinatown in anywhere we go to. But Chinatown here is really different because they have the set up like business district in Chinatown, and they have also Chinatown. Where we are right now is the business district, Chinatown. Can you believe that in front of me, right there? At first when I look at it, I thought it's a temple, but it's not. Inside is the hotel.
They have actually turned the alleyway into a hotel reception area. So that's actually what we're in. It used to be an alleyway.
Which is really interesting that it still keep maintaining the heritage side of it. You can still see that it look exactly like the roof and everything still look exactly like the temple in 18th century. But then it's become like really modern by having the hotel there, and then in front it used to be the sea, but then the British came and then they kind of like make the land further, like bigger. Now in front we don't see the water, but we see instead like the commercial buildings and the office tower.
Even though you're in Chinatown, it's still segregated and it's separated by the mother tongue.
Can you imagine? My mother's Cantonese, my father's Fujian, and my two grandmothers get together. One speaks Fujian, one speaks Cantonese, and they're like chicken and duck. And they're nodding at each other. I don't know whether they understood each other.
But if one side of the road speaks Cantonese, the other side of the road speaks Mandarin, so it's like the streets separate. Even though you're in Chinatown,
I would never be able to tell before.
no.
Like, I just think that it depends on their preference. Like, some people like big windows, some people like small windows. But it's not like that. There is a history behind it. Like, the big one is a French window. It's like about 19th century. So if you see the wooden one, this one that you are seeing right now is a smaller window. That one is since the British came. And you will probably see the glass window, and that is like later on.
This lighting is perfect because of that reflection off the building. You literally look perfectly lit.
Look glowing.
Yeah, you're glowing right now.
Okay guys, so right now it's about time for the breakfast, and we're gonna show you how to order coffee in Singapore. They have that rating just like in New York City. I have never seen in any country in Asia that we have been to. In all the countries we have been to in Asia, Singapore is the first country we see that have the hygienic rating just like in New York City. So you can see like, for example, this store has A, the coffee and tea got B. B shouldn't be that bad, yeah?
No, they got A, B, C and D. C, you don't do business for 6 months because you need to clean up. D, you lose your license.
And it's what we were just told is that, you know, Singapore was trying to clean up the city and clean up the rivers, and they found most of their pollution was coming from the street vendors and the carts and stuff.
About 1980, right? About 1980. Yeah, so it takes Singapore about 10 years to clean up the river.
Every quarter, there's a spring cleaning. The center closes for 2 days for a thorough cleanup. So actually, sometimes these hawker centers are cleaner than even restaurants.
Yeah. Very interesting. Here in Singapore, there's over 28 different ways to order coffee. So you have black coffee, black coffee with condensed milk, black coffee with powdered milk, black coffee with powdered milk, no sugar, black coffee, powdered milk, 3 sugars. You only have 1 sugar or 3 sugars. Kopi si su Thai.
Yes, that means 1 sugar. Kopi, coffee.
Kopi.
C, carnation.
Carnation
milk, you know, the brand for the evaporated milk. Siu Thai means little left in the bottom, small layer. So because the sugar sink down, right? And if you have a lot of sugar, it's 3 spoons, it's so much.
This is amazing.
Wow.
This is a foreigner's guide.
This is called
Pig's intestine. And when he's like, oh, we'll have eggs, toast, and pig's intestine, I was like, oh no, pig's intestine. But it's actually rice noodle rolled up to look like pig's intestine with
sweet sauce.
Sweet sauce?
Sweet sauce, sesame, soy sauce, a bit of sesame oil.
It's really sweet. You taste sesame, you don't taste much soy, but the rice noodle is really, really warm. So it's like soft and kind of falls apart in your mouth. It's really good.
How you call this one in Singaporean?
Chee Cheong Fun.
Chee Cheong Fun.
Chee Cheong means pig intestine. Fun means like a rice noodle.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a pig intestine rice noodle.
Okay. Chee Cheong Fun.
That is in Cantonese.
It's definitely a snack that goes well with eggs.
Egg, it's served with dark soy sauce and pepper. Okay, this is not the soy sauce that you see in the Chinese restaurant. If you see, this is a thicker soy sauce.
Yeah.
Dark,
So
black.
use a little less.
Use less, just for enough. That's why I put it on the spoon so that I don't drown the egg with the soy sauce.
I got pepper. Pepper went right down my windpipe.
Why don't you mix it up well?
No, some people like it one whole egg. Some people like it beaten up. Other people, the toast is coming, and some people like to dip their in the here it comes.
I saw him try it. I said I gotta try it the way the local does it.
It's not green, so this one is the coconut jam.
Yeah, the green one is coconut jam and it's green because of the pandan. Look at the butter.
There's a lot of slide. Wow. Oh my god. Coconut jam is sweet, and then they have the butter, and then it's kind of like salty a little bit, so it's go together very well with the crispiness of the bread. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. You got to try this one. It's so good.
That was quite the first experience in a hawker.
So this is our first time trying the typical and the most popular breakfast in Singapore. I think if you're from western side of the world, you would love the breakfast here. To me, love the breakfast here.
Yeah.
Like egg, toast.
I can't get over it about this city, like everywhere I go. So where I'm from in upstate New York, there's trees everywhere and there's birds everywhere, and you hear them in the morning, they wake you up. But you still hear that even though you're in such a big city here in Singapore. With all the trees, you still hear birds singing and chirping throughout your walk through the city.
Boys just want to have fun, right?
I want to have fun and play some football, do some outdoor activity. Oh, I never know.
Actually, it means this is the world and the man is in control of his world.
I never know. We have been to so many
So yeah, all these Chinese temples that we've been to throughout the world, they always have the two statues at the entrance of the door. And I never knew what they were until now. So they protect the temple, and the man is always on the left and the woman is always on the right because...
Are you being serious?
Because the women are always right.
Some people got saved by them and they come to these two gods and then light up the cigarette.
That's
because
the
they,
offering.
yeah, that's the offer, because they love cigarette. Yeah, the two gods love cigarettes. This is my first time seeing this.
I've always seen that done, like with the sticks. You shake the sticks and you have to get one to fall out. You can't get more than one or you have to start over. I've always seen it happen in Thai temples and Chinese temples, and I've never actually done it until now. And I got number 57. It says, "One should stay steady and not be flustered. The future is secured and blessed. One may also enjoy a good and prosperous life." I think that's pretty good. I got a pretty good one for my first time, so let's hope that works.
This is like the heritage area, but not only that, you have learned so much about the origins of Singapore. That temple that we just visited, the reason why it's really important is because there's so many immigrants from China. They come to Singapore. Back then, the condition of living in China is pretty poor, so they come here to find a job opportunity. And from what we have been told is that like from about 400 people, only 100 people left, and that's why they worship the god of sea, yeah? Because they believe that the god of sea kind of like protect them. It's really cool to see the spot that is so important to the Chinese Singaporean, or Singaporean Chinese, how you call that?
It's like every building that you see has a specific thing that deals with the Chinese feng shui. These have mirrors on them.
Yeah, in Chinatown.
I know, but these have mirrors on them because of the road coming in. So if it's at the end of a T, they believe that they have to have mirrors above the doorway to reflect the negative energy so that it doesn't come into the house. So it's only these 3 houses at the end of the T that actually have the mirrors to reflect the negative energy. So interesting. if you have time and you want to see how Singapore is doing what it's doing and why it's doing what it's doing, I highly suggest you stopping at City Gallery. This is so much fun.
So happy.
Like, I hate museums, and this is like an interactive way to learn about the city and how they're doing what they're doing and how they're going to maximize the use of all their resources. Great way to get out of the heat, and it's completely free.
You gotta be careful because it squeeze out the coconut.
You want to wait a minute so you don't...
Yeah, it's hot.
The
Palm sugar.
palm sugar is gonna squeeze out.
Is it extremely hot? No?
Look. Very tasty.
This area is super beautiful down here, don't get me wrong, with the beautiful colored buildings and the old traditional style architecture, but it's just so touristy. Like, you have the first feeling you have, it's just tons of foreigners in here.
So soft.
It's like sponge cake.
A lot of people say it's like your angel fruit cake.
Yeah, fruit cake or sponge cake. Oh, it's so good.
Without having
This
to
is
think.
incredible. Even without putting like any fruits on top, it's still very, very good.
So you say what makes it amazing here is
It's not an essence. It's the real pandan juice.
wow.
Taste the fragrance is different, right?
Yes, and it's not too sweet.
No, it's not.
It's not for sweet tooth at all. No, if you can have it. Oh.
That is incredible. The pure pandan cake would go great with like tea or coffee. It's so, so good, but it's not too sweet. So we're actually about to take the metro and head to Little India now. It's our second stop. We've been in Chinatown for like 4 hours, and I'll tell you, we've seen a lot.
Guys.
Seen a lot, learned a lot.
I see a lot of Instagram picture about that place actually. The one that like line up with a bunch of restaurants and they don't tell you the price. Like it just show the picture, it show the name, and along the street it's just like restaurant, nothing else. Colorful building with restaurant on the top floor. That is a typical touristy area of Chinatown. It's okay. Right now is after lunchtime on Wednesday, so we don't see a lot of people here, but actually this area is popular on Sunday, and really surprisingly that out of 5 million population in Singapore, 200 to 300,000 of them is actually the worker from India and Bangladesh who come to Singapore just for work. So this area
And
become
they shop here on Sunday.
yeah, they shop here on Sunday. So if you guys want to see more like a lively vibe here,
Come here Sunday.
come here Sunday.
This is actually the flower of the banana. And if you peel up there, you see the banana inside. Okay. What they do here is they buy this whole thing
Yeah.
and they harvest the small banana inside and cook it in a stew and as a salad, as a dessert. So this is the heart of the banana.
Really, really interesting here in Little India at like their hawker style stands, I guess you could say, like their food court. Half of it is for halal and the other half is for non-halal, so for Muslims and non-Muslims. Yeah.
They also got the hygienic certificate here, and a lot of store here is B. I don't see A, but B is fine.
I don't see a single A.
I don't see a single A too, but B is okay. B is acceptable. Me personally, I really trust Singaporean standard in terms of hygienic and cleanliness.
So this dish is called Indian rojak. So good. And basically it's a mix of everything. It's got hot peppers, eggs, shrimp, bread, coconut, cucumbers, and it comes with a side of this chickpea sauce, which is so good. And then this soup, which is made
Mutton soup. Mutton soup.
it's goat soup, which you see a lot of mutton in India. Oh, that's hot.
It's hot. It's very hot. Very hot.
You're supposed to eat together with chili. Don't need too much chili. Okay.
This one's not that hot.
It's basically like full of spice.
Yeah, it's full of
flavor.
different spice. It's like a cake.
Yeah, it's like spice cake.
really
Kind
good.
of.
That was so good. So especially if you're like, you know, Muslim and you can't eat certain things, or you're even vegetarian and you can't have certain things, Little India is a good option for you to go to because you have the best of both worlds and they're completely separate.
America?
Yeah.
It's LS03.
Wow. Last one, fire.
Could be.
Oh,
I
so
swear,
good.
walking down here through Little India is like one of the most colorful, vibrant places I've seen in the city. And then also you can see tons and tons of street art here in Little India. So if you're interested in street art and taking beautiful pictures with different colors, you can definitely come down here.
The one that is my personal favorite building is actually the one that is, if you guys come here, you will know what I'm talking about. It's the one that it got the influence of both Indian, Chinese style, Malay style. I think we have to come back
Hang on,
again.
let me scoot forward. Go.
Okay, so one fascinating thing and the first impression you will see if you guys walk along Indian, what's it called? No, not Indian town, Little India, you will see that the person who sells the flowers, there are only men that allow to sell flowers because they believe that woman is not clean
Impure.
and we are not as clean as men. So right now the bus stop and drive past to Suntec City. That's so cool. I have a really good view. Oh, thank you.
How do I do it? Oh, juicing.
Juicing already there?
That orange juice is phenomenal. So it gives you about 4 oranges for $2. Freshly squeezed. Ready to go.
It's a good orange too.
Really good. The
Cause
ones in Korea, what was it? $5 or $6 for a cup of orange juice?
Yeah.
This is 2. This is amazing. Really sweet too.
Oh, so good.
This area down here is really nice. It's like a crazy backdrop of super condensed buildings across right in front of the Merlion fountain, and then right across is Marina Bay Sands. So you have that huge, you know, ship-like structure, that building. So this area down here, you can walk from one to the other. Very easy, very quick, and I suggest seeing it both in day and night.
Interesting. It reminded me of the memory in when I was in Mumbai. Like the most luxurious hotel in Mumbai, in that city of India, is also like right nearby the shore as well, right nearby the beach. It's only, and this one we got to see the Fullerton Hotel here, and the top of the hotel, it got like looked like a little house, and that one used to be the lighthouse, and the restaurant there named Lighthouse. Yes. That's interesting. The only 6-star in Singapore.
It does not look like a 6-star.
It doesn't look like 6-star when you
From
look
the
from the outside, but it's a 6-star.
The city is just so immaculately clean. It's really so interesting because the only 6-star hotel in the city actually used to be the post office and the lighthouse and immigration, and when it was the post office, the foundation was so bad that like if you put a filing cabinet in there, they were worried about it sinking. So when they made it into a 6-star hotel, they had to actually lift the hotel up, fix the foundation, and drop it back down, or else it would sink because it's right on the riverbank.
For 10 years, come here because that tower plays the Westminster chime.
So crazy that gum is illegal to sell in Singapore. Chewing gum is illegal, but you can bring your own gum. But if you get caught throwing it on the ground, ooh, boy, oh boy, you can get it. It'll be a bad day.
How much is the fine if I sell gum? 1,000 Singaporean dollars if I sell gum. But I'm not gonna be in jail, yeah? Okay. Oh, is it only ice cream vendor? Okay.
Yeah, and then he's got to stay at this place. He can't
Move around.
move around. Yeah, the license is to sell here.
He got a good choice.
Yeah.
So you catch all the tourists. Actually, he's quite happy. Of course, there's one more that catches the office workers as well.
So he is basically the only one that are allowed to sell in this area. Okay.
So good. It's vanilla wafer with raspberry vanilla ice cream for $1.
What? This is the first time I see the street card actually.
It's literally the first street card I've ever seen in Singapore. It's so crazy because you have such like colonial style buildings right here, and then you have such massive skyscrapers. It's amazing that they're keeping them there, and very, very beautiful that they're keeping it there, and you can see it clearly. But to me, I've just never seen anything like that. It's like a flop from like colonial old traditional style houses to just massive development and capitalism at its finest. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Being down here is so interesting because it's literally the Wall Street of Singapore. So you have tons and tons of skyscrapers. This is from the other side of the river. This is what we were pointing out and showing you, that it's next to the old traditional style buildings, but you have this giant like kind of New York City vibe. You have this like really high speed, fast paced, suit and tie, uptight financial district area. But it's just something to see, and it's not very big, so you get the opportunity to see it and experience it while you're walking around this area down here by all the other attractions in the city. So the area we just got down to is Kampungan, and this whole area, all the streets were actually named after places in Indonesia and in Bali, specifically because all the Malay were told to come down here, or all the Indonesians and Malays were told to come down here, so they named them all the streets after the Indonesian islands and in Indonesia and Malaysia.
If you remember, there are like 4 main race here. There are the Indians, the Singaporean Indians, Singaporean Chinese, Singaporean Malay, and now we are in the area of Singaporean Malay.
Here in Kampungan, the drive-through restaurant is on the right-hand side of the road, and there are 2 guys in blue. And you tell them your order, hand them the money. You do a loop around the block, come pick up your food, and you just don't stop. You just kind of slow down, hand them the money, tell them the order, take a right turn. And it's not technically legal, but that's their drive-through down here.
Yeah, but upstairs.
This whole area down here in Kampungan, like the narrow alleyway section, is literally just like old style houses, but they've all been converted into these like really modern, beautiful stores. And it's like all these vibrant colors. Like it's really a cute little area to walk around and do some shopping if you want. Get yourself a nice little dress top. 2 bottle?
Yeah.
Really cool, hip
like
place to come and have a drink, but not the place you want to come if you're on a budget. So it's $15 for 2 drinks, so it's quite up there. Breakfast is cheap. What's the name of the mosque?
Sultan's Mosque.
Sultan's? Sultan's Mosque.
Was built for the king.
It was built for the king. So Sultan's Mosque was built for the king, but it lies directly at the end of a walking street with tons of restaurants, bars, and shops, and there's palm trees lining the whole road. So you get this really nice, relaxing, shaded area that you can walk, sit, have drinks, relax, and you get to see that stunning, stunning mosque.
Apakah makna tersirat di sebalik badan tersebut?
You've heard of Lone Juice?
So we actually just met this gentleman. He started a company about 6 months ago called Tours Singapore, and we're doing a full day tour 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is a lot, but he's a local here, he's grown up here, he's a 4th generation Singaporean, so he's very well known on the community. So if you are interested, you can check the description box below and it'll link to his website, or you can check us on Instagram and you can find him there as well. You can check our highlights from Singapore, he'll be in there. So sleepy. 1 a.m. flight, 5 a.m. landing, 7 a.m. flight, time to sleep.
No, you know what? And after we get out of
It's
this plane,
5 hours.
we got another 5 hours spent, right?